Welcome back to It Was Never a Phase Cards, the best place on the internet for daily Pokemon card updates. And in today's video, we are taking a look at a few black and white illustration rare cards that got revealed, as well as some other Pokemon news and some Destined Rivals. And let's just jump straight into the artwork. So we have the Unpheasant being revealed illustration rare. Now this set releases in Japan next week. And we still have a ton of illustration rare and special illustration rares that have yet to be revealed. If you're not familiar, they're doing 156 either illustration rares or special illustration rares of all the Pokemon from the black and white era, all of 156. And they've been slowly trickling out, but we still have an absolute ton that are still to be revealed. And even with, a card like this, the artwork so far across the board has been really nice. So Unpheasant, really nice looking artwork. Let me know in the comments if you guys like this artwork. Even if you don't like this Pokemon, I do think this is like just a nice looking illustration rare. And then we also had the Bisharp card being revealed. Now this one, like the art style looks like it's not as clean to me. I like this much better as far as the art style. Obviously this is kind of like a cooler card. You get like a Fight Club, kind of like they're all looking down at the Bisharps like fighting. So that I like the vibe of this card, but I think the art style here is a bit more superior in my opinion. So that's all we have as far as illustration rares to be revealed out the gate. But I did think it was worth noting there just because that is what we have. And like I said, a ton should be being revealed next week. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel because I will be posting as soon as those go live. We'll be making a video about all of those, and there should be some really, really stunning artworks. Now, also, we do have, now this is not Pokemon card related per se, but I do think it is very much related to Pokemon, obviously, and will affect the Pokemon cards. I genuinely do believe that. We have the announcement of the release date of Pokemon Legends Z to A. We'll be getting this Thursday, October 16th. We have the box art here. So this is going to be coming out for Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2. And obviously this is going to have the return of Megas, and this is going to directly affect the TCG. So this is kind of a big deal. And this game does actually, in my opinion, so far of what we've seen, look pretty amazing. So I am very, very, very excited for this. I also really like the artwork on the box here. I think this is really cool with the Chikorita. I like the Totodile on the back. And there's a lot we can see if we do a little deep dive on this. This is the full image here. And there's a lot going on here. So there's a lot of information that can be kind of garnered here as we look around. We're not going to do like the deepest of dive per se, but there are some things. Obviously, Pikachu's looking cool. You got Mega Lucario. You got Mega Scizor. You got a flying roaring moon in the background, super small. I did like that. But yeah, the Totodile, super cute on the back. Chikorita jumping into battle, and then Tepig is like a little scared. It looks. And then you got your Gardevoir here. So yeah, very cool as far as this game goes. Now, just to summarize, like I said before, we do have a little bit of a timeline to talk about. So the game will release after this Inferno X set comes out in Japan, which is going to have a Mega Charizard X. They previously theorized, this is from PokeBeach, that Japan's sets would be focusing on older, more popular Mega evolutions until the game releases. And we should be getting new Megas with this game, so that's going to be very exciting. So yeah, June 6th is the Black Bolt and White Flare for Japan. So that's next week. The Switch 2 also comes out next week. Well, this game doesn't come out for a while. The Switch 2 coming out is kind of a big deal. And then you have Mega Brave and Mega Symphonia, which are the first sets of a new era. If you missed that, Scarlet and Violet will be over. And those are featuring Mega Lucario and Mega Gardevoir. And then they have some theme decks here for Japan. Mega Gengar and Mega Diancie. September 26th, they get their, Japan gets the Inferno X featuring Mega Charizard, and then Z to A on October 16th. And we will be getting a Pokemon Presents Tuesday, July 22nd. So that is what we have to look forward to as far as Pokemon announcements. And then I don't know, like, so this is the Switch 2 box. I think I like the way the Switch 1 box looks. I don't like how big the Switch 2 is here. Also, we do have more Destined Rivals updates in a second. I just wanted to cover this. So if you're just here for the Destined Rivals, you can skip through this part. But just a few things worth touching on. They also will doing pre-orders for Z to A will begin on June 5th. And if you pre-order from the Pokemon Center next month, you'll receive a random plushie of one of the starters. So just keep that in mind if you're going to pre-order a physical copy, then you can look forward to getting a plushie as a gift. And then we did get some Pokemon Center, once again, related to the game, but also it's going to be related to the TCG, which is why we're talking about that. So there's a lot of Mega Evolution themed products that are coming out throughout the year, but this is what we have so far coming soon as far as plushes go. So that's going to be super fun. And then there was some artwork and some clothing that has launched on the Pokemon Center as well. And this is the artwork too that I did think looked really cool. So some artwork being revealed of some of the megas here. So very cool artwork. Obviously, huge Gyarados fan, so really excited to see that. Ampharos looking really cool. So some artwork being revealed alongside. This isn't anything like too crazy, but thought it was interesting and worth talking about. But let's get back to the cards for a second. A little bit of a detour from what we normally talk about. But like I said, it is all related. The Pokemon hype train is in full force still, and definitely worth noting. Now, Destined Rivals still officially hasn't been out for what, just like one full day. So yeah, it's still a little early. So next week we'll be doing touching on some more proper price updates as more time goes on. But what we are seeing is, at least as far as TCG player, the booster box price is continuing to drop to get to that eBay price. And there was an eBay drop last night that we'll talk about. That was actually kind of a good deal, all things considered. But booster boxes are down kind of into the 240s. You can see lowest listed just barely, 249.99, and you can see some sales were a little lower. So in the 240s is where the eBay side has been, and you can see a big increase in sales right here. Obviously, 451 on release day. So a lot of boxes being sold, more than the pre-order time of May 16th during that TCG player sale. Obviously, the price was much higher here at 267. So the most boxes that we've seen sold in a day. That's not surprising, but price continuing to drop a little bit. And like I said, this is what we're seeing on eBay. Now around $244.88, some plus a little bit, some minus a little bit, but this is what we've been seeing. And what we did see last night is one of the biggest eBay sellers, Pete Football Pete, and I believe this is their listing right here. They've been selling at this price a lot, but they did a drop during an eBay live for $199.99 for booster boxes. So pretty good deal comparatively to the current market price. I don't know how many they put in there, but they did do that during an eBay live. I was watching that. There was over 6,000 people watching that eBay live, and they did that drop. And obviously not all 6,000 people got that. But just, it was interesting that they did drop $199.99. I'm sure that brought a lot of people into the stream because that caught my eye. I had saw that, so I had to tune in for that. So that was an interesting drop. $200 still expensive for a booster box, but comparatively, obviously, you're saving $40, over $40 on that drop. So that was kind of cool to see that at least they did that. Good marketing too, bringing people in for their stream. Now PC ETBs continuing to drop as far as TCG player goes, because once again they were very, very high. But you can see the amount of sales here at 180, and lowest listed right now around $177. Something interesting about the PC ETBs, these were available for a long time when they did launch these on the Pokemon Center. So I was wondering just how many they actually printed. If they printed more of these than other sets comparatively, I don't know. Nobody really knows for certain, but and not that it's really going to matter, because this set is going to do really well. So it'll be interesting to see if this is the bottom and then these continue to rise over time. So 177 being the lowest price on the secondary market. Obviously, keep in mind MSRP on Pokemon Center is like $60. I think it ends up being 65 ish with tax and everything. So obviously selling for very expensive, but PC ETBs with the stamp promo of a very desirable set makes a lot of sense. I do think that the regular ETB looks better than this one. It kind of I do like this a lot. I do think it looks great. But the regular ETB looks a little bit better. I think it's kind of got like a little carbon fiber look, and it's a little inverted, so it's black with the Giovanni and Mewtwo being red. But this one, obviously, I do like red, so this one does pop. Nice. It'd be nice to have them both as a display piece, but that's what we're seeing as far as mostly sealed. A lot of sealed continuing to drop, and like I said, I will continue to update you guys. But what has surprised me just a little, and this is something that we usually see, but I didn't know fully what to expect as far as like how quickly it would happen. I thought these prices would hold up maybe just a little bit better for a little bit longer, or when I say better, I mean higher. And we are seeing the prices drop pretty hard on singles. Special illustration rares, difficult to pull for specific SAR. You're looking at 1 out of 1,000 packs. And Team Rocket's Crobat is one of those ones where I understand that it's not the most desirable, right? But it is, you can pick up near mint copies right now for $71 on TCG Player, and Nidoking for $84. Obviously still expensive cards, but comparatively to prices we've seen in the past, very affordable. Ethan's Adventure for a trainer card has dropped down into the 60s. Team Rocket's Moltres you can pick up for 125, which is an absolutely stunning SIR. Ethan's Ho-Oh's down to 164, Cynthia's Garchomp 181, and Team Rocket's Mewtwo is below 300 at 295. So also keep in mind that this set is being ripped at a crazy rate. I have seen tuning into some live streams, just trying to get a vibe, whatnots, streams on YouTube, stuff like that. Hearing in my Discord, all over the place, just kind of getting a vibe for where people are at with this set. People are really liking this set for the most part that I've seen. Now that it's out, I'm not seeing as much of the hate about the cards per se, and people are ripping it and enjoying it, it seems like, at a very rapid rate. So it'll be interesting to see. That's obviously going to flood the market with singles, but after like all the ripping, the big initial ripping is done, and it will continue to happen, right? But after the big initial ripping happens, give it a few weeks, what the sealed product side is going to look like, because that is something that's very interesting to me. I think the sealed it's going to dip and level off, and then we're going to see an uptick across the board on sealed. I would think, until we get some sort of restock or reprint, and we don't know if that's going to be 6 months down the road. We don't know if that's going to be quicker, later, longer. We have no idea. But with some of the other stuff, with what we've seen with Prismatic, 5 to 6 months, most likely would be where we're looking at, but they have to print other sets as well. They do have to already print more black and white, they said. So because the initial print run, they have announced, or was talked about on Poke Beach, that it was less than Prismatic's initial print. So we made a video talking about that. But so that's just an interesting thing. So singles prices, and then some of the illustration rares, coming down in value. I forgot to touch on those. I don't have it pulled up on the screen right now, but stuff like the Misty Psyduck is down to around 30, and Ethan's Typhlosion same price, around 30, and you got Misty's Lapras at 20, and Cynthia's Roserite around $17. So becoming much more affordable very quickly for a lot of these cards. And like, for example, Team Rocket's Houndoom, which is a big card for me that I have to have. I'll be picking up multiple copies. It's around $13, so very affordable. I guess we'll just continue to watch those prices drop as far as singles go. So very excited on my end to pick up a lot of the singles that I want from this set. And on just a random, but the Rapidash, which apparently is not that popular, around $5 currently. You can pick up some listings on TCG Player. So very affordable when it comes to a lot of the lesser cards as well when it comes to Destined Rivals. So throughout the next few weeks, definitely looking at buying opportunities as these cards continue to drop, and give it even more time. A few months in, we'll see the supply of cards be high as people have ripped this like crazy. So interesting. But that's all we have for you guys in this one. A little bit different style of video, touching on a few different things. But like I said, everything is connected. The Z to A thing with the megas and the new sets and everything happening. It's all fueling the TCG. So there's a lot happening right now, and we're moving into more happening next week with the Switch, with the Switch 2. Even though we don't have Pokemon game coming out till October, there are Switch 2 updates to Scarlet and Violet. So that I don't know how much attention that's going to bring per se, but definitely some people will getting their Switch 2s and they're going to want to go back to Scarlet and Violet. Running better on the Switch 2 than on the Switch 1 is kind of a big deal, especially if you didn't play Scarlet and Violet and you already have and you're getting a Switch 2. Definitely worth checking out for the performance upgrades as well, because it didn't run the best on the original Switch hardware. So that's kind of an exciting little thing. So anyways, I'll stop rambling now. That's all we have for this one, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. And remember, it was never a phase.